Hey guys, and welcome back. You join me where we left off, tarmacking behind the shops near the platform. We're doing a few different colours to try and, well, not just find the right one, but I think tarmac's never going to be just one colour. Like we said right at the beginning, when you do something, you need to do different layers and different colours and sort of splodges of things. And I think it looks a little bit better when you do that. So again, we did a little bit this side. And what do we end up doing here? We end up using gravel here, but is that the one we use? I can't remember. I think we might... yeah, that was it. We did change it to that one. That's the one we end up using. Now, this is a big hotel for the front, so you can imagine a big car park or maybe some seats or something out the back. That's a matter of finding a wall or something to go around it with something that would actually look like it would actually be there. So now at this point, you see, I actually found this one. So we quickly lay this for the church. That's completely by accident. Didn't know it existed. So what am I doing? I'm moving the path around because I think that the entrance is going to be there. I think the path is going to finish there at that point as well. It's funny, it's about 3 weeks ago I actually recorded this. I actually played this game. That wall will stay there for a while, but I can say at some point, I think at the end of this episode, yes, it does get moved. Back to the hotel again. Yeah, that was very 1970s, I think. Ah, yes. I have to say, I'd much prefer this wall. Maybe it's a little bit red for the rest of it, because it's much more grey, the brick on the side of that building. Much sort of a stony brick. Whereas I think this is probably more of a clay brick. Yes. So back to the church again. I'm now thinking, well, that big wall, we need to find a gate or something. We do eventually find one, luckily. I'm not sure what I placed there. Oh, that's part of the bridge, isn't it? I thought that was I placed it down. Okay, we're now actually finding a path to go around. So we get one for the entrance. I think we double this, actually. I'm not entirely sure why is that sort of grey-blue mark on one side. But if you put two together, it doesn't look too bad. So it's trying to find the right height. They're actually the same height together, but they're still underneath the main path there. So a slightly different type of path, but do we go for this one? I think actually we do end up using this one again. The churches obviously have the entrance around the side as well as the front, so a little path going around to the side would be nice. And something for people to wander further down. We should try and make some notes what I actually did. Yep, so we find some gravestones and sort of a monument type thing to put at the end. We will be putting some bushes and other things in there as well. And I don't think we actually use these ones a lot in the end. I think I'll find a better quality one. Yeah, as you can see, I took those out. No, I don't notice them, but I do later as they're actually floating, those graves. I think some trees are they oak? Is that an oak? I'm not sure. But, I like this tree. It actually moves with the wind. Not a lot of them do that. What I'm figuring is the outside of the near the walls and stuff aren't kept as well. So a little bit longer grass here. But we do actually put a little man with a mower later. Which is, I expect, a very large job for him, actually mowing that massive lawn. There we go, there he is. He's got a very big task mowing that, hasn't he? Now at this point, I don't think I actually have a gate. Look at this small one. I think I have to get one off the download station. I'm not entirely sure. So I say this is put it to. Oh no, I take that back. There it is. That fits very nicely. By accident, I come across some more graves. I think I was looking actually. So I figured now we're back behind the station again. I figured we're going to have some weeds and stuff. They're never going to be perfect because they're shops. They're not where people live. So just lower them down a bit into the ground. No, I think that's a bit too big. We'll get rid of that. I don't think I use that in the end, that building. I think it really is a matter of just adding a little bit of detail and thinking it's never going to be perfect. Yeah, I'd love to, if I can, find some roadworks and things like that to add onto the roads nearby as well. Because again, especially in the UK, what do we always have is roadworks. So if I can find something that looks like a hole, I had some men working on it as well. I'll try and do that later as well. Now that wall will actually get moved later on, but it's only moved out closer to the track. I do have to be careful the amount I actually put in here, this grass, because it will affect the frame rate. And I think later on some of it does come out again. I think what I will find on the outside of that wall near the road, I will try and put some longer grass there. I'm not sure if that's on camera or not, but just there, just put in front of the wall. Actually, maybe it is on camera. Here we go. The other thing I don't like is that bridge where the road actually still floats a little bit above the bridge. I'm trying to think what I can do about that to make it look a little bit more natural. Here we go, some little flowers to go in. Some bushes. I think most churches have some sort of flower or bush or something around the sides. I think it has to be something quite simple for them to look after as well. So I think as you actually go through the the search there, you do come with assets you don't really expect to see, and you just have a quick look, see if that should be useful or not. Now I like this car, and there's a couple of these, and they've got lights. That'd be great at night time, but it makes it rather more difficult to use in the daytime, because you can't. There's no way to switch those lights off. Found a gate by accident, so I figured, yeah, let's gate it up, put it to the side, and people can walk around the side, but the main gate has to stay shut. Bit modern, I think that was. So that was me looking in to see if there's any way to switch off the lights. So I think I'll just lower it into the ground slightly. That's how it's suddenly gone. Right, this is a little bit further on. I've gone through, I've searched for loads of houses, and all we're going to do now is place them. Otherwise, if I'd done that on the camera, it would have taken a long time. It's funny, when you're making a little village, you don't really realise how many buildings you're actually going to use. Now, I remember on previous episodes I mentioned I'm going to try and put the bigger houses this side and the smaller houses the other side. So this is sort of the richer area, the more villagey area. You can see from behind even that one road is coming along the little village. I do like that. I think that would have been a warehouse of some sort, maybe a little factory or something once. That's converted into a house. Not entirely sure in the end whether we're going to use all of these. Now I move that one back because I think it's going to have a large garden in the front. Yeah, we've got plenty of space this side. Some of the other houses which I think I can use in the corner there, then I just quickly shifting up. I'm not placing any particular place. I think the detail on that one was a little less, which is why I placed it right at the back. Yes, it's very sweet though, which is why I picked it. Trying to think, you know, can I manipulate that road a little bit to actually fit the house? And you can, and I think I do in the end, just about manage it. Just a matter of putting an extra spline point in and just edging the road round. I do like the smoke coming out of the houses. I'm not entirely sure how much that hurts the frame rate every time it does that. Each of the houses which actually do that. Yep, that goes on the corner. That's actually a bakery. What I'm just trying to do is make sure the front is the right angle, the side is the correct angle. That house which I'm connecting to it is it's completely enclosed the wall. So I don't think you'd have a wall and right next to the house. There's no point. So the wall would go up to the house. I probably won't put any buildings behind that large building there, that red one. Just like I did with the hotel, just go back to the main road at the back. Problem there with that house, there's not a lot of garden. You would expect with a house that size it would be a more substantial garden. I think it's probably a bit close to the station there. I do pull the road out a little bit, but there's still not a lot of space. It's the same with the vicarage on the corner. You would expect that to have a big garden, but maybe the position is not right. But I do like the idea of, as you're going into town from two directions, the first thing you see is either the vicarage or the church. certainly when they would have been placed a long time ago, and they were built a long time ago, they would have been the centre of the village. Yeah, I think that one ends up staying there. We were doing the detailing of this on the next episode this side. This is actually this is the last episode, or that will be the last episode of the village. I'll sum that right at the end, what we're going to be doing. We end up pulling these across more and having about 5 or 6 of those large houses there. That was one the spline, which you can pull wide and it makes more houses. Don't think this one stays there in the end. These we don't use. I quite like them, but if you tried lowering it down, but then the side door isn't in the right place. I suspect these aren't UK houses, and they would have had some sort of veranda or something at the front, some sort of decking or something. I do get the distinct feeling that that was the case. So from the front it looks great, doing it at the angle, but at the back it doesn't. So in that case it's best to put a reasonable space in between. It is difficult, the houses on this side, or the shops on this side, because the front of the shop is generally a higher quality than the back, what I've noticed on the shop buildings. But it's the back which you're going to see. Here we go, I moved the road out a little bit more. So there's the vicarage, I say, as the first thing you see. Ooh, very large building. I place that down the other side later on, but whether we actually use it in the end, I don't know. I think with some large gardens and some hedgerows and some trees there, I think that look quite nice. And then behind that you have the cricket pitch. We need some sort of building for the people to get changed in, sort of change room. I'm sure that most sort of playing fields have those. I say that, but most playing fields which had those are now shut. But at the time they would have been used, I think. If I use this in the end here. I don't think I do. I think these get used, but I'm not sure if they're there. But certainly we were using these in the main town across the way when we built that. But as in 960s, on the other town we're going to go for more concrete. That's why we don't use them, because you just see those parts of the windows. Now, the reality is these buildings would have had some sort of basement. What these models here are actually modelled up from. Now, I think we do actually replace some of those with this type of house I just found here. I did quite like that one with the red doors. I think that ends up staying there. As you can see, I took those away. The thing is, we're so close to the track, the back of the house is quite important. Again, I'm not sure if we actually end up using these either. They're quite nice, but little bland on the back where we're actually going to see. There's certainly another part. Ah, yes, these are what we're going to use. We'll take these away now. These are quite high quality, these ones. The only thing I wish they didn't have is the gardens, because then we can actually make our own, which probably would be a better thing. You get a better result, I think. These remind me more of sort of a seaside town with the different colours. So if I had the garden, if I'd done the garden myself, I had the wall sort of mimicking the radius of the track rather than going straight down. But we will be able to do something with those. And they will stay there. These are some pre-made gardens. Bit long. Don't think we actually use them in the end. Maybe when we get to the town the other side we might use them. I think I was placing this the wrong way round. I think they're back doors. Trying to figure out what to put where, really. I think we must put a spline put in the middle there. We do, and then we move that round so it mimics the corner. Now that's as far as that one goes. We find some older looking buildings for in front of the water there. That was an idea. We don't end up using that. Quite like the quality of that, but it's just the architecture of that I wasn't so sure of. Yep, we use these ones here. I think they mimic the wall quite well, and they go very well with the road as well. There's, I think, about 3 or 4 different variants of these. So we try and make this one long run of houses here. I really do like those, actually. Oh, yep, we actually ended up putting this one here. Trying to find more to actually go down to the bottom. We will find matching ones in the end. They will actually go all the way down to the end of this road. There we go. What I'm trying not to do is find the exact same ones. Matching ones is good, but just not the exact same. So now we're playing with just a few more houses again. Found those, so put them there. Don't know if we use them in the end. I think this area would be better to make our own gardens. But we place them, might use them. The houses look really nice, it's just I'm not sure about having the pre-made garden. It's now about a week later. As you can see, I've done a lot more work to it. I've done it offline. You saw me basically putting in the streets earlier. I've now added a few trees and the gardens in. I've not really added any details in over here. It's already a bit jerky, if I'm honest. I'll show you. If we go out a little bit further. Now, if I go left and right, you'll see it sort of jerks around. It's not a smooth element. It's not smooth little motion. If I come over here, move it, very, very smooth. That's simply because we've got so much happening over here. So I'm just wondering, is it a good idea to put any more detail in? I quite like what I've done. I put the low level sort of trees in here. The ones with less sprites. I think it's got a nice effect. Now, as I mentioned, I moved the school over here. We had this massive space once we put the road in, so I thought, what should we put here? And the school seemed a good idea. I found this sort of football pitch here, soccer pitch here, on the download centre. I don't think I'm going to add any more detail here, but we are going to, on the next episode, we are going to add details around here. And we're going to finish off this bit here. Now, the other thing I've really been thinking about is this signal box. It can't actually see anything. So we are going to move it. Why not do that now? And we'll properly play about it afterwards. So spin it. And then we're going to move it over here. I think that's a far better idea. Because technically he can see right over there and he can see around the corner, which is more important. Here we're going to get rid of some of this grass, I think. Make it look like tarmac. A little road going through to here. We'll add some gardens in. If we're going to keep this as a pub here, we'll add a beer garden or something in here. And we will add more details in. I like the idea of at least something having shown the washing line. So next episode will be the last one on this village. And we just got this area here to do. It's going to be very much like this, what I've done over here. Again, as you can see, it's very, very simple. Some hedgerows going round, a little path going up to the house. And again, this is wide path. I use about 3 or 4 pieces to actually spline them together. That's why so many round circles. This one's got a path going down and some little bushes I found on the download centre. If you're interested what they are, let's click on it. It's a green, so it's a park hedge egg. If you look on the download centre, just put park hedge. There's loads of bits and bobs for it. Different shapes and things. I think for what I wanted just there, I think that was good enough. I did play around some different trees and I found some firs. I think it was on the download centre. Now, I had a bit of a problem there. There were 2 firs out of this, I think TS12. I think it's version from the version 12, year 12 version of the game. And they look really nice. But I saved it, then came back to the game and they weren't there. It was just this square markings where they should have been. And I couldn't get rid of it. Then I mucked around with it offline in the background e-files, and I managed to get them back and I've deleted them. I think it's just completely by chance I got them back. Round here, you can see I've added a few more bushes and more hedgerows. Now I've done this off camera because you saw me at this end doing all this stuff, and there's nothing different. I've not done anything special here. I just added a hedge round, a couple of trees. Now, once again, I've added a few trees right at the back here, and I've added a hedge right at the back as well. What I've noticed, once you actually drive the train round, when you get very close to here, it does look very flat. So that's why I put a few extra trees and things in there. This is just a painting effect. I think if you just go on here and search for field, you'll get various versions of this. Maybe nice to actually add a tractor with ploughing or something on here. That might be nice to actually add on. That's pretty much it. There's nothing. I just carried on doing what I was doing earlier. I don't think you saw me put the backdrops on. Again, they're all from the download center. If you put backdrop, you'll find loads of them. It's just a matter of choosing what you want. I tend to overlap them. For instance, the houses are by themselves, and then overlap this water one. Obviously, we got the river here. We need something there, and I think that if we see, can we go? Yeah, the houses are in front of the trees here. Again, if you do that, it does add a little bit of depth. If you add a few millimeters between the two, it can add a little bit of depth there. I think the amount of depth level, the level of detail I've done here is okay for what it is. I think some street lights might be nice. I'm worried about it. The frame rates, they are dropping a bit over here, even just with this. I would certainly recommend, if you're doing a large build, don't bother putting the gardens in. I think that's why on a lot of them you don't, other simulator programs and things, you don't see the gardens and things. Or if you can find a garden which is pre-made, that would probably use less pixels and so it'd be easier to put down. That might be a way around it. And that's pretty much it for this episode. As I say, next episode we will be tackling this bit, and then we are going to be then going across here and doing all this bit. I finally last night I took all this apart, I played with it, and I've come up with a notion, an idea of what we're going to do there. And it's not just going to involve here, it's going to involve here. We're going to take these tracks out. We are going to relay them. And, well, you'll see. I quite like the idea. If it works, then I think it looked quite good. So, well, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you like, please do press like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. And if you'd like to be notified when I post more stuff, press that little belly thing and it will tell you once each time. I do put maybe one episode of this a week and a couple of Transport Fever. And I'm starting to do a Let's Play, so I might do some different games and that as well. So do subscribe, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.